Hello everybody, welcome to today's TRX workout. My name is Shana and we have 45 minutes of fun. We're going to use the TRX suspension trainer and your TRX kettlebell or kettlebells, depending on how many you have. Now the exercises for today's workout are basic, but don't mistake basic for easy. Remember, all of these exercises on the suspension trainer and with the kettlebells, they're as hard as you make it. We're going to start with a series of 5 different exercises, 4 sets of work for each one of those exercises, focusing on strength. Then we're going to put them together in an AMRAP, as many rounds as possible to get your heart rate up. We'll end with a little bit of fun kettlebell core strength and then some stretches. So let's get started with our regular TRX warm-up. Guys, we're going to start with your TRX standing rollout. Your straps will be at mid-length, stand facing away from the anchor point. You're going to hit that nice, strong, active plank. The further back you are, the harder it is, the further forward you are, the easier it is. Buns tight, roll those hands out slightly, brace, and return. Let's go for 30 seconds. Open, and return. Now in this position, I want you to think of keeping your body as straight as a surfboard. We're setting that plank for today's workout. I want you to pretend, I use this one all the time, but you've got that winning lottery ticket between your butt cheeks and you're holding on tight so nobody can grab it from you. Don't let them take that lottery ticket. You're hiding your ribs and you've got those tickle tummy abdominals. Imagine somebody's tickling you and you squeeze them tight. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go into your single leg hip hinges. We're going to do a lot of hinging today, some deadlift work today. Straps are at mid-length, stand facing the anchor point. Walk it back, press down really hard under those handles. Center your right foot to the anchor. Hinge forward, get a little bit of a stretch, and come back up. Now at the bottom of the hinge, your hands, your ears, your shoulders, and that back heel should be in one perfect straight line. Keeping your hips square to the ground, and try to make sure your pinky toe is also pointed to the floor so your hips aren't opening way up. Keep actively pressing down in those handles so you can feel your core engage. In 5 seconds, we're going to switch legs. 3, 2, and 1. Switch feet, keep hinging. Hinging forward. I'm always tighter on this side and it always catches me by surprise. And remember, you don't have to go all the way down into that full arabesque or scale position. You can just hinge a little bit until you feel a stretch and return. But you want to keep that spine in perfect alignment. Actively driving down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Forward lunge with Y fly. Straps stay at mid-length. Let's stand facing away from the anchor point in your strong plank position. Give me a nice big step forward, bending both knees down. Drive those arms up, pressing into the handles, and come right back to that plank. Step forward to the other leg, bend both knees, stretch through the hips, and come back to the plank. Make sure your back knee is lowering down toward the floor so you really can stretch out the hip flexors. And you're actively pressing into the handles to engage your core. If you want more of a stretch, you can kind of scooch forward a little bit. If it feels too much, or you might be noticing it in your back, move back a little bit. 10 seconds left with this, alternating legs. Enjoy that stretch, breathe, and press. 5, 4, I'm gonna do one more here. 3, 2, and 1. Let's take that warm up to your kettlebells now. If you've got several of them, I'm gonna have you grab your medium weighted kettlebell for your kettlebell around the world. Holding onto your bell, now be careful, you don't wanna let go, especially if you're in your living room, you don't wanna break anything. I'm gonna start swinging the bell around my body. Make sure you get a nice grip. And notice how I'm kind of shifting my weight side to side. This is help engaging my shoulders, engaging my core, and kind of connecting my brain to my body. Catching on to some of that proprioception to make sure I don't drop my kettlebell. I love this exercise. And I'm gonna stop talking about dropping my kettlebell because inevitably that'll make me drop my kettlebell. We've got 10 seconds left. Swaying back and forth, feeling your core engage. 5, 4, then we're gonna unwind. 3, 2, and 1. Unwind that kettlebell around the other way. Now this way might feel a little strange because we naturally start in the direction around your body that feels a little more normal. So really concentrate on actually grabbing the kettlebell before you let go with the other hand. All the way around the body. Heart rate should be going up. Body should be getting a little bit warmer, getting your brain, getting your body ready for today's workout. 5, 4, ooh, that was close, 3, 2, and one more warm-up exercise, kettlebell ribbons. I'm gonna have you grab the kettlebell by the horns and hug it under your chin. You're gonna actually form a ribbon going all the way around your head, down to your hip, and come back up the other way, around, open up your chest, and down to your hip. So I'm really opening up my chest. The handle of the kettlebell is coming right next to my neck, and I'm hinging a little bit. Big stretch, open everything up and around. So I'm opening up my chest. I'm working on mobilizing my shoulders. And my core is bracing and working a little bit of that hinge motion that we're gonna see coming up next. Starting off with our deadlifts. Spoiler alert, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna move on to some deadlifts with your kettlebells. If you're feeling safe, I want you to grab the heaviest kettlebell you have on hand. So I'm gonna grab my larger one here. Now we still have about 40 seconds before our first 30-second set starts. So I want you to practice this movement of your deadlift. Pressing your hips back, you wanna keep this neutral spine. You should feel 2 bumps around your spine. Now hinge forward, making sure you can still feel those 2 bumps, only a little bit of a knee bend. And then squeeze your buns, stand back up. It's like you're pulling your pants down and pulling your pants back up, squeezing those hips forward. You're gonna take your time with this. We're doing 4 sets, 30 seconds of work, followed by 30 seconds of rest. So I do want you to challenge that resistance and try to move nice and slow. We're going in 10 seconds. Grab that kettlebell, find that perfect posture. Feet just a little bit narrower than shoulder width apart, going in 3, 2, and 1. Pressing the hips back, get a bit of a stretch in your hamstrings, and come right back up. Now the range of motion is gonna vary for everybody. If you're quite tight in your hamstrings, you're not gonna be able to go very low before you lose that natural curve of your lumbar spine. Okay, neutral spine can move a little bit, but you still wanna make sure you've got those mountains protecting your spine. We have 10 seconds left, taking your time. Hinge down, feel a bit of a stretch, pull yourself back up. 1, and take a break, 30 seconds off. We're gonna do that again. Now, if you start with a slightly lighter kettlebell and you wanna upgrade to a heavier one, feel free. In our 3rd set, I'm gonna give you an option to switch to a single leg Romanian deadlift, but for right now, we'll just stick with both legs on this one. And again, a reminder, you should have no low back pain. Keeping this neutral spine, driving your hips backwards, hinge down, hinge up, and that range of motion will vary. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now on this one, I've already had you thinking about your back and your spine. How's your posture? Are those shoulders down and back away from your ears? Can I see that space between your ears and your shoulders? Are you breathing? With this microphone, I know you can hear me breathing. We have 10 seconds left. Take your time, enjoy that stretch. Pressing through both legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, 30-second recovery. You can either stick with this and keep doing those deadlifts we were doing. Otherwise, if you want to try a single leg Romanian deadlift, grab a slightly smaller kettlebell. And this is only if you feel comfortable. You don't have to do this one. If I am gonna work on my single leg, I'm gonna grab the kettlebell in my left hand and balance on my right foot. Same exact thing, but now I have to balance, hinge, and return. And watch this knee, make sure it tracks forward. Here we go, 30 seconds. Single leg if you can. Lower down, squeeze the buns, pressing the hips forward. You still want to feel that stretch in your hamstrings as you move in and out of this position. Spine stays neutral. Now you might have a free hand, so you can actually check to make sure those 2 bumps are protecting your spine. Ooh. And you can always catch your balance if you're losing it. 3, 2, and 1. Good. You can shake it out for a second. We're going to move on holding the kettlebell in your right hand and then balancing on your left foot. And then we'll be done with those deadlifts for now. Okay, so you got 15 seconds left. When you're ready, let's pick up your kettlebell. Okay, center your left foot, find the posture, find the balance. We're going in 10. Now, how's that knee alignment? When you do find the balance, is that knee tracking straight ahead? 3, 2, 1. A little bit of a stretch. and return, pressing the hips forward. You might notice a difference between sides. I'm always noticeably different on my left side, a little bit weaker on this side. Pressing the hips forward. Again, I don't care how many you do. I care how pretty they look. We've got 10 seconds left. Are you still keeping that spine in neutral? Not really bending that left knee much. 3, 2, and 1. Good. You get a minute recovery. Grab a little sip of water if you need it. We're going to move on to your TRX chest press. So now we're going to go to some upper body stuff with the TRX suspension trainer. So you can start to mosey your way on over to the straps. Still have a little bit of time. And fully lengthen that suspension trainer. Now with your TRX chest press, there's a couple things you want to look out for. We still have 30 seconds to go. You want to make sure you have a strong plank and that the straps are slightly off of your arms. If you feel them rubbing on your arms, that means you're cheating. So if they are on your arms, just lift the hands up. Also, most important thing of anything we learned today, your spine stays straight. You never want those hips to sag down. So really actively press into the handles. Engage the core, kind of like we did with that standing rollout in your warm-ups. We're going in 10 seconds. Hey, the further back you are, the harder it is. Further forward you are, the easier it is. Going in 3, 2, and 1. Down controlled. Brace at the bottom. Drive it right back up. Remember, our focus right now is strength. We'll speed these up a little bit later when we do your AMRAP. But right now, I just want to see perfect form. I want you to feel the movement. I want you to feel that nice surfboard spine, being nice and mobile, bending at the elbows, holding onto that lottery ticket. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That was your first set. You can do a little bit of a chest stretch. We have 30 seconds. We're going to do it again. Now for the second set, I want to challenge you to maybe take a slightly steeper angle. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, we have 4 sets of these guys, so every single set I want you to scooch back a little more, a little more, a little more, because that makes it harder. It's kind of like loading another plate on the bar for our next set of bench press. Let's get into position. We're going in 5, a little bit steeper. Make sure you can keep that nice, strong, neutral spine, and here we go. Lower down, brace, and drive it right back up, squeezing everything, actively pressing into those handles. A little bit more challenging at a slightly steeper angle. Are those eyes out ahead of you slightly to keep your neck neutral? Do you still have those tickle tummy abs? 10 seconds left here. Controlled movement. Again, think of your bench press. Think of how tight you squeeze everything. 2, 1. Nice job. That was your second set. You can roll out those shoulders. You can do your standing TRX chest stretch again. And just breathe. We are going again in about 15 seconds. So once again, I'm going to challenge you to take an even steeper angle. Now, one thing you can do too, if it feels like it's too much before the 30 seconds are up, you can always take a little step forward. That's totally fine. I do that all the time. Going in 3, 2, and 1. Nice and controlled. Brace, and return back to the top. Keep breathing, keep squeezing. Buns tight, core braced. Moving through that full range of motion, but make sure your shoulders stop before your hands. You don't want to go any lower than a regular push-up. 10 seconds left. Are you shaking a little bit? I am. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Take a break. Roll out those shoulders. Relax your neck. We have one more set. Okay, now, the name of the game is how low can you go without breaking that form? So now I actually am going to encourage you to start at an angle that you can't finish at. So during those 30 seconds, you're going to start to creep forward. If your straps are on a door anchor, you may be kind of limited as to how low you can go, but I still want you to challenge yourself. All right, guys, come on under. Find that strong plank. 3, 2, and 1. Now really make sure you're avoiding that hip sag. Are your ears, shoulders, hips, and ankles in that straight alignment? So see, now I'm going to scooch up a little bit because that's all I have right there. This is like a drop set in the weight room where you do a few reps at a really heavy weight and then quickly grab a lighter weight and then keep moving down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You survived your chest press series. Nice job. Now we're gonna move on to the kettlebell hardstyle swing. So remember those deadlifts we did and how you hinge your hip down and then back up? That's what your kettlebell swing is. While we rest, we still have 45 seconds, I want you to try to thigh slap down, squeeze your buns, thigh slap up. No, I really mean it. Let's do this. Ready? Thigh slap down, thigh slap up. Okay, we're going in 30 seconds. For the first set, grab your lighter kettlebell, and then we can start to upgrade as we go because we do have 4 sets of this. Okay, so same idea. Hey, you're gonna hinge down, feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. Think of that slide slap up and swing forward, let it fall. Swing, let it fall. So it's not a squat and a lift. It's not an arch. It's a hinge, unhinge. You're in control of that kettlebell. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hinge, pop. So again, this is not coming from my knees bending. My knees are gonna bend a little bit, but it's mostly that hinge forward. Imagine you want to fling your kettlebell straight in front of you into the screen. Don't actually do that. It's not a good idea. But that's what it should feel like you're launching it straight out in front of you. So you're feeling this mostly in your bum. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. That's going to get your heart rate up a little bit. Another trick too, and this is what really helped me master my kettlebell swings, is to use a heavier kettlebell. Because if your kettlebell's too light, sometimes it's easy to just squat and lift it. But if you have a kettlebell that's too heavy to do that, you're forced to use momentum. So if you have a bigger bell and you feel safe, you can grab that kettlebell now. Going in 5, 4, 3, shoulders back, 2, and 1. 30 seconds. Hinge and pop. Press those hips forward, stick the landing on top. You're gonna feel that squeeze of your glutes. You're gonna grab that lottery ticket with every single rep. Halfway there. Now careful not to hinge too far forward. Remember what we did for those thigh slaps. 5, 4, 3, 2, awesome. All right. Whew, nice job. I'm gonna grab a slightly bigger kettlebell. You're welcome to if you have one available, just to up the ante a little bit. These are so fun, and they feel so powerful too. And they're definitely a big bang for your buck for calorie burning. All right, guys, we're going again in 5, 4, posture, hips, 2, and 1. Hinge, pop straight out in front. Fling that bell in front of your body. Driving the hips forward. This is speedy. This is powerful. Now you appreciate that 30-second rest break, don't you? We have 10 seconds to go. Bam. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Half swing. Set it down. We have one more set. Can you make this one a little bit more speedy and powerful? I want you to think of like doing a box jump. So before I jump up onto something, I hinge down, I explode through my hips, and jump up. That's the same thing we're doing with these kettlebell hardstyle swings. We're going in 10 seconds. Grab your bell. One more set of these for now. You'll see them again later though. Going in 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna pick up that pace a little bit, loading and exploding off the bottom of my swing. Just a little bit more. Remember that neutral spine we talked about during your deadlifts? Do you still have it? I'm peeking in the mirror sideways to make sure I do. 15 seconds left. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Half swing. Set down that kettlebell and bring it to the side. We're gonna move on to your TRX Push-Up Series. Grab a sip of water. And please know, if you don't feel comfortable doing push-ups in the suspension trainer, you're welcome to do them on the ground, or even go back to the TRX chest presses that we did a few exercises ago. If you are comfortable going into the straps, let's bring those straps to mid-calf length. So those handles are just below knee height, and the foot cradles are right in the middle of my calf. Now we have to get your toes in. Fingers in the foot cradle, hold it wide, roll back, dive your toes in the backside, one leg over the other, flip it over. If you didn't get that the first time, pause, try it again. Our first set will be on our knees. Strong active plank, drop your bum, driving down into those foot cradles. 3, 2, and 1. Regular push-ups. Hey, don't worry, we're gonna upgrade with every set. Now, push-ups on your knees are tricky because people like to stick that booty back. I want you to make sure you have that straight line from your shoulders to your hips, to your knees. And I'm actively pressing into the floor, still keeping those tickle tummy abs. 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Little break. You can stretch it back in your child's pose. You can take your toes out, but we only have about 30 seconds. Now this next set, I'm gonna do with my knees off the ground. If you wanna keep your knees on the floor, totally cool. And I'm gonna keep giving you harder and harder options as we progress through these 4 sets. So we're doing this next set in about 10 seconds. Remember, most important thing, never let your hips sag. If you have to set your knees down and come back up, totally fine. 5, 4, 3, strong plank, 2, and 1. I'm going down and driving back up. I'm holding onto that lottery ticket with my butt cheeks. I'm driving my heels back into those handles. We have 20 seconds left. Wow, I was hoping we had a lot less than that. Nice and tight. 10 to go. 3, 2, and 1. Take a break. Nice job. I'm going to come out of there for a second and swing out my arms. Next one, I'm going to give you the option of doing TRX atomic push-ups. So it's a push-up followed by a TRX crunch. You don't have to do that one. You're welcome to also do regular TRX push-up or the TRX push-up on your knees. This is your workout. You choose your options. I'm going to get my toes back in. Be ground facing away from the anchor. I'm gonna find that strong plank, going in 3, 2, and 1. Push up, followed by a crunch. Okay, lift my hips up just a little bit on that crunch. And squeezing everything tight. Buns tight. Body straight. But the hips come up a little bit with that push up. 3, 2, and 1. How'd that feel? Again, making sure you're getting through that without letting those hips drop. Because if the hips drop, you're gonna have back pain tomorrow. Final set of push-up series. You can do anything we previously did. Otherwise, you can do your TRX push-ups to a pike. So you're gonna do a push-up and then hinge those hips way up to the ceiling. We have 10 seconds. I'm gonna bring my toes back into the foot cradles. And good news, this is your last push-ups for the day. Going in, 3, 2, and 1. I do my push-up and drive those hips into a pike and back, squeezing and locking in the plank. Find the plank, pike, find my plank again. Push-up, and big pike up. Driving the heels into the handles, actively pressing into the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, you survived that push-up series. All right, now we're gonna move on to your kettlebell goblet squats. I'm gonna grab a sip of water here. So now we're just doing regular squats, but holding that kettlebell in front of you. By holding onto the kettlebell in front of your body, it allows you to be a little more counterbalanced, allows you to go a bit deeper into the squat, and feel safer sinking back into it. Go ahead and start with your lighter kettlebell, if you have more than one. And as we go through these 4 sets, you can progress. You're gonna hold the kettlebell by the horns and drop the bucket as low as you safely can go. Spread the floor apart with your feet so you can feel your bum engage. And stand right back up. Posture is important. Shoulders down and back. And remember the deadlifts we did. You want that neutral spine. All right, grab your kettlebell. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As low as you can safely go, and that's different for everybody. Okay, some of you might be here, that's fine. Some of you might be way, way down here. That's fine, as long as you're keeping your neutral spine and not letting that tail tuck underneath on the bottom. As you come up, press those hips forward like you did at the end of your kettlebell swings. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Set down your kettlebell, shake it out. That was our first set of those. If you want to upgrade and grab a bigger kettlebell, please do. But know that we do have 3 more sets of those kettlebell goblet squats. After this, we're going to move into your 5-minute AMRAP, where we pick up that pace a little bit and really get your heart rate up. And then we'll do a little bit of fun core stuff before we stretch. So the end is in sight. Grab your kettlebell, second set. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As low as you can safely go. Again, I'm pressing the hips back, pressing the feet apart, really squeezing my buns as I come up. Not letting the kettlebell pull you forward. Keeping the shoulders down and back, chest up tall and proud as you move through those squats. 10 seconds to go. Notice how I'm moving slow and controlled. It's not about speed right now. It's all about strength. 3, 2, and 1. That was your second set. I'm going to grab a bigger kettlebell. Okay, once again, we're doing those squats. You're going to add some weight on the bar here. And grab a slightly bigger bell. Now, if your back's hurting, you're struggling with form, do not grab a bigger kettlebell, okay? Listen to your body. If you feel like you can up the challenge for 2 more 30-second sets, let's do it. We're going again in 5. Grab those horns. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it like it's hot. Actively driving the feet into the floor and trying to press the feet apart from one another as we stand. Are those knees tracking directly over your middle toes? How's that posture? How's that space between your ears and your shoulders? 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Whew, we have 1 more set of those. So shake it out, stretch out your legs, find your air. We have 1 more set of these, and then we'll move into that AMRAP, which is going to be insane amounts of fun, depending on your definition of fun. All right, we're going in 10 seconds. Let's go for your kettlebell again. Aren't these TRX kettlebells pretty? They've got the colors on them, the TRX logo, they're shiny. All right, there's my commercial for the day. Drop your bucket down and drive straight back up. We've got some old school kettlebells here at our gym as well. And we got the nice ones with that pretty finish on top. After owning them for a week, they all chipped. And so they looked pretty rough right away. My TRX kettlebells, however, look very professional. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's get ready for your AMRAP. We're simply combining 3 exercises that we've already done. You're gonna do 10 kettlebell hardstyle swings. You choose the weight, okay? After those 10 swings, you're gonna do 10 TRX chest presses. You choose the angle. So straps are fully lengthened and just leave them there because it's the only thing we're doing in the straps for this AMRAP. So you're doing 10 of these. And then you'll grab your kettlebell and do 10 goblet squats. And then you're going again and again and again for 5 minutes. You don't have to follow my pace. If you can go faster, high five. If you need to go slower, totally fine. This is all about you. And if you repeat this workout, your goal is to be able to do a little bit more through this 5 minutes every time. We're gonna start with those kettlebell hardstyle swings. So again, you don't have to stay with me. All right? 3, 2, and 1. So I'm starting with my kettlebell swings. You have to count now. Now you know how hard it is to be a trainer, to be able to keep track of numbers. So I'll try not to count out loud. And then after those kettlebell hardstyle swings are your TRX chest presses, straps fully lengthened, standing facing away. You might already be there, or you might be taking your time. Choose your angle. You've got 10 of those. Again, you don't need to move with me. You can scream ahead if you want to. But don't waste your time here. Choose an angle that is challenging. But don't sacrifice form either. After the chest press, if you're already there, we move into those kettlebell goblet squats. You're going to grab your kettlebell by the horns. 10 of those. 10 is our magic number. If you're already done here, you go right back into those swings. Don't wait for me. And the cool thing about an AMRAP is you can rest whenever you want to. So I finished my 10 squats. I'm going to go back into my 10 hardstyle swings. So if you want to look at it as a competition against me, if that helps motivate you, go for it. But it doesn't have to be. It should really be a competition against yourself. I've done my 10 hardstyle kettlebell swings. I'm going to move into my 10 chest presses. And I might be breathing for a second here. This is kind of where we're putting the pedal to the metal, emptying whatever we have in the tank. Because after this, we just have a little bit of a strength stuff. And then some stretching. All right, then I'm moving back to my swings here. Or sorry, my goblet squats. It's swings, chest press, squats. We're halfway there. How far have you gotten? How's your form? Does it look just as good as when we first learned these exercises? Maybe even better? I'm going to shake it out for a second. You keep going. We have 2 minutes left. And I've got my 10 swings. Still squeezing the bum, protecting the spine. Think of that spinal alignment with every exercise you're doing in this AMRAP, especially as you start to feel fatigued. How's your angle with that TRX chest press? Are you still challenging yourself but being safe? In that chest press, are you grabbing your lottery ticket? If you're not here, are you still grabbing your lottery ticket? Just a little more than a minute left. How much further can you get? Can you finish a full round? Final minute. You should be feeling breathless now. This is where you blast your own music, right? 30 seconds left. How many more reps can you get here? What exercise are you at? Did you beat me? How's your plank? 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. High five. You survived your 5-minute AMRAP. Grab a quick sip of water. And then we're going to get down to the ground. We're going to do your Turkish get-up prep. So the Turkish get-up is a really cool exercise in the kettlebell world. It also has a lot of steps to it. So we are only going to do the very first step of that Turkish get-up. I'm gonna have you, if you need a mat, if you're on a hard floor, go ahead and grab that mat. I'm gonna take this down for right now. You've got about 20 seconds before we get started. Grab your lighter kettlebell, and you're gonna put it in a racked position. So fingers through the bell, thumb by your chin. Kettlebell in your right hand, bend your right knee, extend the right arm, left arm down by your side. You're gonna roll to your left shoulder, elbow, hand, and then slowly roll back down. Here we go. Pressing into that kettlebell, left shoulder, elbow, hand. Really keeping your eyes on that kettlebell. Nice and controlled movement. Actively driving up. Left shoulder, elbow, hand. Controlled. If that's too much, just go to the shoulder and back down. Or to shoulder and elbow and back down. Or ditch the kettlebell and try this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently set the kettlebell down and bring it around the top of your head so you're not bringing that over your face. Now we're going to do the same setup on my left side. We have 4 sets of this, just like our other exercises, but this is it, and then we stretch. So get that kettlebell in your racked position, thumb by your chin, left knee bent, right hand on the ground. Extend your kettlebell. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shoulder, elbow, hand. Big press. Slowly lower that back down. Definitely weaker on the side for me. Actively press into your bell, shoulder, elbow, hand. And then slowly lower it down. Remember, this is okay to do without weight if you're struggling with your kettlebell. Shoulder, elbow, hand. Actively pressing that left hand up and down, controlled. One more. Shoulder, elbow, press, down, controlled. Good, bring it around the top of your head. Set it down. Got a little bit of time to rest before we do this again on the right side. Now evaluate how that went for you. If you've had trouble maintaining proper form, grab a lighter weight or just try it with your hand. Okay? If it was too easy, grab a bigger kettlebell. All right, we've got one more set on each side. Grab that kettlebell in your right hand, extend it all the way up, right knee is bent, left arm down. And left shoulder, elbow, hand, down, controlled. Whew. And drive in. I'm actively pressing my hand. I'm trying to touch the ceiling. Keeping it controlled. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to lower down my bell, bring it around the top of my head. We have one more set on the other side, and then we're going to stretch, guys. So I'm going to bring this kettlebell into the rack position. In my hand, you feel those abs working when you actively press all the way up? It's a tricky movement, isn't it? I'm going to grab that kettlebell in my left hand in that racked position, extend it all the way up, and really find that lock, pressing the kettlebell straight up into the ceiling. My right arm is pressing to the floor. 2 and 1. Again, shoulder, elbow, press to the ceiling. Down, controlled. Keep driving. This is the last 30 seconds of your workout today. Are your eyes on the bottom of that kettlebell? 10 seconds left. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You did it. Come on up. Oh my goodness. Nice job, you guys. All right. Let's cool it down with some stretches here. I'm going to hang up my suspension trainer. How you feeling? That was kind of a mean one, right? A little bit of strength, focus on strength and a little bit of conditioning in there. Definitely develop some sweat. We're going to start actually with your TRX lower back stretch. So bring those straps to mid-length. Stand facing the anchor point. I'm going to have you walk it back with those arms straight out in front of you. Give me a big inhale. Exhale, and just fold your body in half, pressing those hips back. Hey, if you feel this too much in your shoulders, just walk back a little bit. Relaxing your neck. Some yeses, some nos. Now from here, bend your right knee and look under your left armpit. So I'm really pressing my left hip back. Now, bend your left knee, look under your right armpit. So now I'm pressing my right hip back and really straightening out that right leg. So I'm not forcing the rotation with my back. I'm pressing one leg back, rotating the hip, and then the other, rotating through. And take your time here. Again, big inhales and exhales. Great. Let's bring this down to the ground for your seated figure 4 stretch. So your straps are still at mid-length. I'm going to have you take a seat facing the anchor point. Scooch way back so your arms are straight out in front of you so you don't end up right under the anchor point. My left leg is straight. I'm going to cross my right ankle over my left knee and bend the left knee up. Now I'm going to push my right knee away from me and gently lift my chest up toward the anchor. Oh, you feel those squats we did today? I do. And lift your chest up, making sure you're not too far under. You should have some space to really pull your body up. You can maybe make some circles in that right ankle. Relax your head. Big inhales and exhales again. Letting the knee fall away from your body. Nice neutral spine. If you want a little extra stretch, you can pick up the toes on that left foot. Oh my. Feel that? Maybe you don't need that. I may not need that today. And slowly straighten out that leg and that one and cross your left ankle over your right knee. Bend the right knee up and push the left knee away. Gently lift your chest up toward the anchor. And again, you can make some circles on that left ankle if you'd like, but really let the left knee fall away from your body and gently pull your chest up toward the anchor. Big inhales and exhales, relaxing your head, letting the shoulders fall away from your ears. For an additional stretch, you can pick up the toes of that right foot. Ooh, feel the hip a little bit further in that stretch. But make sure you're really squeezing behind your shoulder blades so you're not falling back and around it here. You're using the straps to pull yourself into that stretch. And slowly come on up from the ground. We're going to do your half kneeling hip flexor stretch, one of my favorites. You're probably going to need a mat if you're on a harder floor because you are going to have a knee touch the ground here. Straps are at mid-length. You'll be standing facing away from the anchor point in your Frankenstein position. I'm going to step my right foot forward, gently lower my left knee down, pressing the hands up, squeezing my left bum, and driving the hips forward. If this is too much of a stretch, you can move back a little bit. Okay? If it's too easy and you don't feel it, you can scooch forward a little bit. But let your neck relax, let those shoulders fall out of your ears, and actively press into the handles. Now I'm going to drop my right arm to the side and open up a little further. Bring those arms back up, switch it up. Left foot in front, squeeze my right bum, press the hip forward to open up through the hip flexors, drive your hands up. And hey, if you want to spend more time on these stretches, just keep going when the video's over, or hit pause and hold the stretch a little bit longer. And drop the left arm down, shoulders away from your ears. Oh, that feels good. And actively press into those handles again. Big inhales and exhales. And slowly, carefully, come up from that. We're going to end with your TRX chest and torso stretch. We did a lot of push-ups and chest presses today, so let's open that up. Straps at mid-length, stand facing away, walk forward into your T. Now step one foot in front, keeping the thumbs up, actively pressing your hands. Make sure you're not letting the shoulders roll forward. Chest stays up, chin is up, pressing the hands apart. Big inhales and exhales. Feels really good. And maybe move back a touch. We'll add a little bit of rotation. Drop the right arm down, reach the left arm up and over the top. Whatever you do, don't smell your armpit here though. I'm so glad you can't smell through video. And drop the left arm down, reach the right arm up over the top again, keeping tension on those straps. And finally, step back, holding onto the handles. Forward fold, don't let go, but take a bow, let your head hang again. Feel the stretch through your hamstrings after all those deadlifts we did today and those kettlebell swings. And coming up, hey, congratulations, you did it. Today we focused on strength and conditioning using the suspension trainer, your kettlebells. You learned some really basic, yet I bet you found it kind of challenging, movements with the deadlift, the press. We even began introducing the Turkish get-up using the kettlebells. I had so much fun. I can't wait to work out with you again. Nice job today, everybody. Bye-bye.